Should she go down the hill more?
Yeah.
So that would be one thing I would change. Is she's definitely coming. She's a good skier. She's coming across the hill almost too much for how good of a skier she is, and for this type of snow, she could move down the hill more. She was in my class, so I did keep her on easy terrain, just so you guys know. What else did you notice was different to those mechanics we talked about?
Skis apart.
So the skis are coming apart. Are they coming apart width-wise, up and down? Are they too wide? What's going on there? It was what? The legs are apart. Looks a bit wide there. Can you see any of the skis? You can see one. Why can you see one? Is that one not evenly weighted? So one ski is a bit light, it's coming to the top, the other one's sinking. Sometimes when that happens, when one ski is being picked up and the other one's sinking, the skis start to get pulled apart. So you're picking up the inside ski almost every turn. Hey, it's going like this because she's probably been taught that on the groomed runs because it works there on firm snow, and here in the powder it's just something that you got to get used to, is you don't want to pick up the inside ski anymore.
Probably because she's also getting like bogged down because of that turn shape, so she's having to lift up that ski.
Yeah, good point. She's milking it across and slowing down a lot. That I got to get it started, so what am I going to do? I pick it up and try to get it started. How did we do it on straight skis? Do a combination of all of that stuff we just talked about. Yep. Popping up a lot, sandwiching your feet really close together, speed, skill. Yeah. So anyway, with the powder skier, there's two things that I would work on straight away. Is I would say, let your turn shape go down the hill a little bit more, and let's try to keep both feet evenly weighted. There's lots of drills you can do to help her with that, you know, bouncing through the snow in a straight line, just up and down, feeling both skis porpoising through together. Of course, not straight down the steep hill, but when you're getting over to the steep hill where you want to go, it's not a bad exercise. But that would be some of the stuff I would do. Now, so that's all I've got for you, but I'll wrap it up with this. Hopefully, you learn a little bit about skiing, what good skiing is, and what my interpretation of good skiing is in those areas. You got to see some good images, so you can go out there and compare it to the clients that you end up with and go, hey, what's different? What am I going to fix up here? And then prioritize. Make sure you're only saying one thing at a time and not over giving them way too much information, because it's going to have the reverse effect than what you think it will. Now, we do a lot of, last thing is, we do a lot of training on models, on the soft skills, on really good stuff that makes you a better instructor out there on the hill, but this is the nuts and bolts. The nuts and bolts of skiing teaching is understanding good skiing and knowing how to go out there and teach it. You know, I think of all that other stuff as like, if you're going to go buy a car, then of course you want a good stereo in there, you want air conditioning, you want airbags, you want leather seats, a sunroof, don't you? But if there's no engine, all of that stuff means nothing, right? So think about it that way. We worked on the engine room today. This is the hard stuff, the stuff that'll make people better, but don't forget about the car stereo and the airbags, and give them all the soft skills and all that stuff as well. Okay? Good. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
If you have any questions, I'm going to loiter up the front for a little bit and come pick my brain.